So when I was 16, I worked this retail job, but only part-time because I really want to focus on my passions. Selling drugs to children. Yeah, that's right, kids. When you buy drugs, you hurt the economy by letting some deadbeat get a part-time job instead of a full-time job when clearly he could be able to. I worked at this Canadian store called Zellers, who got bought up by Target a few years back, but had to shut down in Canada a few years later. Once they realized that Canadians don't need stores, we build everything out of snow. So if you don't know what Zellers is, just think Target. Lately there have been a lot of stories about bad customers, but I'm just going to tell you all the times I messed up. Most of the time I was a pretty good employee. On my last day of work, my boss kind of even begged me to stay. Yeah, I laughed in her face. Unfortunately, laughing's my defense mechanism, and that's just what came out. Needless to say, did not use her as a future reference. Alright, let's get into it. We had this elderly couple who called in to see if we had a Tangle toy with a tiara. And like the amazing employee I was like, yup, absolutely. Let me put that aside for you. Now watch closely, because this is pretty key to the story. Apparently this isn't a tiara, it's a comb. A comb. Who makes children's toys with combs? Yeah, alright, that was totally my fault. See, when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, so like, this must be like some fancy new tiara. They even have like teeth to better stay in your head. Man, that's good thinking, toy guys. So when I showed them the doll, they're all like, this isn't a tiara. How have you lived without knowing all the accessories of a princess? Yeah, they were kind of jerks about it, but that was pretty well deserved. I still kind of feel bad about it, actually. Because I made this elderly couple come in for no reason, the granddaughter didn't get the gift she wanted, I ruined Christmas, one of the reindeer got cancer, all the elves got Benjamin Button disease. It was just like this whole big thing. Just as a side note, there would actually be a lot of times where women would come in wanting like specific accessories or makeup. I didn't really know anything about that stuff, so I would just walk over to the makeup aisle, stand there awkwardly, not point at anything and be like, is this it? So most of these stories involve me trying but then messing up, but this one's just me being a bad employee. Once in a blue moon, none of the bosses would be around and the store would be dead, so we would go to the back and make forts. But we were all pretty grown, so we made mattress forts, like adults. It was like this fluffy wonderland. Except in hindsight, it was pretty stupid. Because if one of those roofs fell on you, you absolutely would have broke your neck. And we weren't cautious, like, at all. And that ruined forts for me, because going from a mattress fort to a pillow fort is like going from a phone to 2 cans and a string. There's really no going back. Another time, there was this guy who came in who triggered the alarm. Since he was coming in, he obviously didn't steal anything from us. So, like the amazing employee, I said, yo, $20 and this thing never happened. Now, actually, I said something even dumber. If you have the security tag, I can deactivate it. So he hands me his wallet, and I go to run the wallet over the magnet thing. But then the security guard jumps out of nowhere and screams, wait! And I'm just freaking out, because he's going to think I stole, I'm going to get fired, which couldn't come at a worse time, because I already spent an hour coming up with my quitting speech, and that's time I'm never getting back. But apparently he's just rushing over to tell me that the magnet thing erases credit cards, and I shouldn't be running wallets over it. Psst! You sure you don't want me to do it still? I mean, you can always get new credit cards, but the soap in jail is really slippery. Anyway, a lot of you are starting to get jobs, and my advice is don't get discouraged when you suck at first. As long as you're trying and you're learning from your mistakes, you'll be fine. Moral of the story is, if they were expecting better, they wouldn't be paying you minimum wage. You also don't have benefits. Wait, what? What if a mattress falls on my head? When would that happen?